Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to talk about Pinterest Predicts 2026. So every year Pinterest comes out with a list of things that they think are going to be trending for the next year, and they just came out with their list for next year 2026. So there's a lot in this list, and although it's not a one-for-one for t-shirt designs or anything print on demand, I think we can learn a lot about what they're thinking is going to be trending and using it for t-shirt designs. I'm going to show you in this video how to look for those kinds of things while using this list in Pinterest. So it's going to be real easy. I'm going to show you some of the things that they're trending, kind of the color schemes. It's mainly fashion and not necessarily t-shirt design fashion, but fashion overall, and some other things that are popular. So let's get into Pinterest Predicts 2026. I'll show you where it is and all the things that they predict for next year. Alright, so here we are on Pinterest Predicts 2026. You just go to business.pinterest.com/Pinterest-predicts. I'll put the link in the description. This is the about page, what it's actually doing or how they're doing it. They say a peek inside Pinterest Predicts are not yet trending report shares 21, so we're going to have to go through a lot of these fast. I don't want it to be a long video, but 21 emerging trends for 2026. See how they find them and why this report is just the beginning. So this is how they find it, the methodology of it. They gather all the data points, they curate it, and then predict from what they're getting. So on Pinterest, of course, people are looking for a lot of stuff, and so they can use that data to figure out what is going to be trending next. And then they've done it before and so on. So you can read all of this. I'll put a link for this right here, but I'm just going to click this Pinterest Predicts. Boom, and you can see 21, and on the side here, if I scroll down, there's all 21. So I'm going to try and go over it pretty quick because I don't want it to be a long video, but I'm going to show you how to find t-shirt designs that relate to these as well using Pinterest. So I don't know if anybody else is showing this, but let's do this Gimme gummy first. It's all about this colorful gummy looking things, you know, gummy bears, but not necessarily only gummy bears. We got this kind of look and see like that. So this is mostly fashion. If you go here and click on it, it shows you actual pins of things that they're talking about, that they're seeing, that people are saving, that people are looking at, and so on. So here we go. So you can see no t-shirt designs here, right? But you can see the kind of colors that you might be using, these kind of, and you could do some of this with like AI. Look at this kind of aesthetic here, this rainbow aesthetic, and just the colorfulness of it I think can be used. And if we go to this search here in the top and we type in Gimme gummy, let me type it in right. Gee, I can't type for some reason. Gimme gummy, and then t-shirt. Geez, my fingers must be on the wrong keys. Like that, and then do it. Then we're gonna see some ideas. Now, not all of these are gonna be bestsellers or anything, but you can kind of see an idea of what gummy t-shirts could look like, or the colors for it. I'm thinking more, you know, it could be that, but I'm thinking it's more of the color aesthetic that we saw in some of these. So not necessarily gummy bears, but the way that the gummy looks, right? So those kinds of, you could make different things for that. So I don't want to spend too long on this. I don't know if this is actually going to translate that well to t-shirts. I just wanted to show you how you can find it. And I'm going to go over some of them that I think are going to be good for t-shirts, and then others I'm not going to even go look for it, just to save some time. But you can do that just by typing in the next one. So the next one is Glamourati, so glamorous stuff. And you can see what people are searching for here and how it's improved. So 80s luxury, that can give you a hint of what people might be looking for in a t-shirt. We also have animal prints here, right? So if we go to Pinterest here and do it, this kind of glam stuff, I think having kind of the prints, like this animal prints, this animal print right here, could be done in some lettering and things like that. For t-shirt design. So you could do the same thing, click on the search, type in Glamourati t-shirts, and kind of see what is pulling up on Pinterest. And just look for some of the keywords too, maybe 80s luxury t-shirts, or you know, that kind of thing, gold t-shirts or something. All right, the next one I think actually will relate to a t-shirt, and this is Poetcore. So aspiring authors, poets, we got the poet aesthetic, satchel bags, and things like this. Now this is just fashion again. When we go here to Pinterest, you notice no t-shirt designs here. But what I think is interesting is if people are looking at poet stuff and poet things are trending, maybe poet niches will be popular. So I can type in here Poetcore t-shirt, and we're gonna get some things like Poe, right? Edgar Allan Poe. We got Shakespeare, this kind of stuff. I think these kinds of things could be popular on t-shirts if the poet trend or Poetcore trend is rising. So keep an eye out for this one. I think we've seen some of these already with some poet stuff. I think it's still gonna go and continue kind of this vintage poet kind of style on t-shirts. Now if we go back, the next one is Neo Deco, kind of cool right here. And I think this style could come into play with t-shirt designs. Take a look at some of this, some of these kind of ideas. I'm gonna go to the Pinterest board here, and you again see, I don't think any of these actually have t-shirt designs in them. So you're gonna have to kind of take this idea of Neo Deco and maybe make some t-shirt designs that have like graphics on it that are inspired by Neo Geo or Neo Deco kind of stuff. So a modern take on the trending things, bold, glam, eccentric, energy. I think you could do that with a t-shirt. Next one, we're gonna go to scent stacking. Now, because this is scents and perfumes, I don't know how you could do this in a t-shirt besides actually putting a perfume bottle on there. Let's take a look at this board here. So maybe a group of perfume bottles on a t-shirt, that could be kind of cool. Again, different types of perfume bottles, different sizes, they all have kind of their own look. So even just doing like a really glamorous one and a vintage illustration, I think could be really good. I don't think you need to have all of them, but I think on a case would be, on a shelf would be kind of cool. You see how this layout is, could be kind of cool for a t-shirt design. Next one is Brooched. So this one can be a fun one. A lot of brooches on here. So if you did a design that had brooches on a t-shirt, just pictures of brooches on a t-shirt instead of actual brooches, but you can see kind of an idea. These aren't graphic design t-shirts, but if you made a t-shirt with all these kind of fancy graphics of brooches like this, or jewels or things like that, I think that could take off. If this is something, if this is an aesthetic that's going to be trending next year, try it out. See what you can do, like pins and things on your t-shirt as a graphic. I think AI could help with that, or maybe there's some already illustrations that do that, but in Canva or Creative Fabrica that you could put together. The next one is Fun House. I think this could be a fun one. So circus nursery, circus art, circus interior, so all that circus kind of stuff could be fun on a t-shirt. So let's do Fun House on here. So you can see the stripes, kind of the circus tent, this kind of circus art. Here's a kind of fun art on here, on a horse here, a hippo on a horse, or things like that, the pinwheels. Just really fun circus stuff, probably more geared towards kids, but if you can make it more for women, I think that could have a fun feel to it. I don't know if there is a Fun House t-shirt design. Let's try it out. Fun House. I think this could actually work though on t-shirt. Let's see if any circus stuff come up here. No, I don't actually see any circus looking things. Maybe that's what I need to put in here, is circus t-shirt. Boom. Yeah, maybe some things like this could do well. I think more vintage looking circus stuff could do well for the niche that we saw here, that Fun House, and those colors that we saw in this. So be careful of that. Just like the light color, light blue, light yellow, I think are the ones for here. All right, laced up. This one's kind of cool, but again, more of a fashion thing. You can see a lot of lace in here. So when you're making your designs, think about that on t-shirts. I'm just gonna look on here, like lace doilies you can see here, kind of a fun thing you could do on a t-shirt. So again, no actual t-shirt designs, not actually related to t-shirt designs, but you can kind of infer how to take some of these things and make it a t-shirt design. Next one on here, pen pals. This is a fun one. So we already see stamps on Etsy. I've seen that, and letters. So I think that's going to continue to do it. You can see cute stamps. Handwritten letters is another thing you can look on for here. So take a look at this. Like hand-drawn things are really popular right now on Etsy. T-shirt designs. You can see kind of that aesthetic here. With the pen pal, with the stamps and things like that. So this could be a fun one. Let's see if there is a pen pal. I'm gonna do pen pal t-shirt and see. Yeah, not as many as I thought when you do that. I think maybe more stamp t-shirts. Let's see. Yeah, there's one. I think if you search on Etsy instead of here, there's another one. You could find more of that aesthetic. So I think that's going to continue to be popular, at least according to Pinterest here. Vampromantic, this is a fun one. So vampire, aesthetic, gothic, I think that's still in trend. That's going to continue, just a dark black kind of color. So this is more makeup and fashion again, but if you do more vampire kind of gothic looking things, we have a spider here and lace, black lace and things like that. So look to this kind of thing, the old style aesthetic, but more dark. I think that could be really done well on a black t-shirt. Speaking of color, cool blue, they're predicting, is going to be something to look forward to. So ice blue wedding dresses, glacier aesthetic, icy blue kind of stuff. You can see here people are looking for this specific color, and here's going to pull up some here. So look for some things like this that you can use in your designs. Now, it doesn't have to be just a blue shirt. You can do blue things. So think of things that are blue like this, maybe a drink like that, or something that you can put on a t-shirt. Maybe it's a polar bear, maybe it's a narwhal, something that has this kind of icy blue, cool blue kind of thing. So I think that could be a fun one. Maybe even jewels or ice blue things. So that's a fun one to look forward to. Afrohemian decor. So you can see Afro-Bohemian decor, bamboo, rattan accents. So this kind of style in decor. And again, this is going to be more fashion or more indoor fashion, or what do you call interior design kind of thing, not necessarily clothes here. But I think you can take some of these patterns and make some really cool designs with it on t-shirts. Next one in here, Mystic Outlands, kind of a cool thing. I like how they make every one of these headlines like a different font, really cool. So Scotland Highland aesthetic, that could be cool. Bamboo forests, ethereal places, look at this kind of foresty things. I'm going to click on here so you can see some of this greenery, trees and things like that. So this could be a fun aesthetic, outdoor aesthetic for your t-shirt designs. I know that's kind of popular right now. So glitchy glam is the next one. Kind of fun how they did that one. So I think this is where we're looking at the colors again that we can use when we're creating our designs on t-shirts. Eccentric makeup. Let's see what we got here. So look at this, and this looks more like makeup, but we can look at the colors and see how we can use some of these colors in our designs when we're doing t-shirt designs. The next one here is, speaking of color again, they do a lot of color stuff. This one's khaki coated, so more desert looking things. What have they got? Utility shirt, paleontologist aesthetic, so keep that in mind. Maybe do some paleontologist designs on t-shirts. You can do this, like even this kind of background that we're seeing here, or petroglyphs or hydroglyphs, or what do you call these Egyptian kind of style designs. I think can do really well. And the colors again, when you're doing it in those colors. So look at this. This is a really good inspiration, archaeologists and things like that. So again, not t-shirt designs per se, but you can use some of these in your t-shirt designs, I think, and can go a long way. So if you're looking for like a style, cabbage crush, So think of different ways you can use cabbage. I'm picturing like different types of cabbage on a t-shirt in a vintage illustration. That could be cool. We got bok choy, we got fermented cabbage. Let's see what we got here. People love cabbage. So think of a way that you can put cabbages in your t-shirt designs. Maybe as people are looking for cabbage and love cabbage, they might want to wear a t-shirt with cabbage on it. So that could be a fun one. Extra celestial, check that out. Think holographic, home accents. Look at the color again on this. This kind of celestial, or what do they call it? Yeah, celestial colors. Opalescent. Let's take a look at these. So this is more, I'm guessing, makeup and fashion. Yeah. So, but we got stars. We got the kind of moon colors. Look at this. These color pairings are really cool for a t-shirt design. So think about that when you're doing it. Okay. Now you don't have to do all of these, but if one stands out to you and you're starting to see these things, these trends, then yeah, jump on it. Wilder kind. So outdoors, again, more these kind of patterns could do really well. Deer, bugs, flowers. You can see dragonfly nails, really cool here. So that's popular. They've been seeing it. So yeah, take a look at this kind of stuff. Like this can be inspiring for a t-shirt. Some deers and flowers in a mountain, right? Let's see what else we got here. Those kinds of things, like this postcard, like this kind of style could do well on a t-shirt. So take a look at these patterns and colors for wilder kind for your t-shirts. Just a few more here. Throwback kid. I think every year they kind of do a throwback thing, and this one's from the 60s. I just did a video for like 60s comic illustration, so I know that's coming back. 70s child toys, 2000s kid toys, so just a throwback for all generations, I guess. So basic throwback stuff. Toys included. Look at this. This looks more 60s. There's some old stuff here. Now you can't put Mr. Potato Head and Optimus Prime on a t-shirt, but think of old things like that, 80s, 70s stuff that you could do. I think those are always going to be on trend, vintage stuff like that, but they're calling it Throwback Kid here. This one, darecations. So when you're doing things that are daring, rock climbing, skiing, and all these things, just traveling to different places. So let's see how people travel to different places and do some, yeah, swimming with the sharks and playing on the beach, this kind of stuff. So I've done some t-shirt designs where there's like swimming with the sharks or rock climbing and stuff, and those do really well. Just high adventure stuff. People who love this might want to wear t-shirts that say that don't follow me, I do stupid things, or things like that, right? So river rafting and things like that. So those are fun. And last one, opera aesthetic. So opera people have been looking for those kinds of things. And let's take a look here. Yeah, so just real classy opera stuff. Again, no t-shirt designs in this board, but think of things about the opera. If people are looking for opera things and they love the opera this year, this coming next year, they might want to wear something, maybe a funny saying about opera or whatever it is. So think about that. So there's the whole list. I'm going to put it here. You can just go to Pinterest Predicts. Right there, I'll put that link in the description so you can go through it and do my trick how I did. Just go to Pinterest, you know, like Poetcore, like I did. Come in here, maybe see more Poetcore, but then use that search here and type in poet things. I want to see like rock climbing. We talked about this t-shirt, and this could be one of them. Look, see? There's rock climbing t-shirt design. So if people love that kind of stuff, you can look up here, and don't copy these, but you can get inspired by maybe a vintage sunset of a silhouette of people rock climbing or this kind of thing, right? So lots of ideas here on Pinterest to what people are looking for as far as t-shirts as well. So have fun with this. I think this is a really cool list to look at. Like, it's not going to predict what's gonna sell best for you on a t-shirt, because we're not there yet, but this is at least giving you an idea of what people may be looking for next year and kind of tie that into t-shirt designs, and hopefully there's a match somewhere. All right, so there you go. Hopefully that was really helpful, that you can see there were so many different ones, 21 of them. Hopefully I didn't go too fast, but there'll be a link in the description where you can go through it a lot slower and take a look, take your time, and see which one of these will actually relate to a t-shirt design that you can do and put it up on Etsy or wherever you sell your t-shirts, and hopefully get some sales because people are looking for these in 2026. Thanks again for watching. If you want to see another prediction video, I'll put Kiddo Predicts right here. They're predicting what they think will be popular next year as well. I think that can be really helpful. I hope we all have a great 2026 in the future. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.